Welcome back. Fresh protests have erupted in Vuwani earlier this week, leading to businesses shutting down and schooling being interrupted. The Limpopo Education Department admitted early in the week that it had no contingency plan in place to deal with the situation. And residents of Vuwani have been protesting against the Municipal Demarcation Board's decision to incorporate some parts of the area into the newly established Lim 345 municipality. Well, for this discussion, we're very pleased to welcome, of course, from our Polokwane studios by SABC reporter Mike Maringa, who's going to give us an update on the situation in Vuwani. Mike, a very good morning to you. Do tell us, how's the situation on the ground in Vuwani this morning?
Good morning to you, Alicia, and our guests in the studio. Look, because it's weekend, the shutdown that you have just mentioned now has been relaxed a little bit, where people are allowed to go shopping and do other necessary things that they couldn't do during the course of the week. The situation remains tense because you'll remember that for the whole of this week, nothing has been happening except the two meetings that the leadership of Vuwani had with the ANC leadership in the province. Yeah. And on Thursday, again, they met with the Human Rights Commission to forge a way forward to see if they can find a lasting solution on the recent shutdown that they have embarked on. So we are likely to see the situation resuming, or the shutdown resuming this afternoon at around 4 or 5 o'clock, and they are vowed to carry it on up until what the president has said is realized. So currently, as we speak, Alicia, Vuwani is still on the shutdown, and we don't know as to how long this is going to last.
Look, Mike, do tell us. I mean, the people are saying here that, of course, the officials in the area have failed to execute President Jacob Zuma's decision. I mean, maybe take us through what was that resolution with, of course, the people of Vuwani, and why have the officials failed to execute that decision?
Yeah, indeed. You'll remember that the president was here on the 7th of May to make that announcement that Vuwani will be receiving services from the district municipality, which is Lembe. But unfortunately, it looks like that was the top to bottom approach, in a sense that the area that we are talking about is currently under Lim 345. And for that resolution to be passed, the new entity must sit and pass the resolution, because this involves funds. If they pass if the council sits and pass the resolution that Vuwani will now get its services from Lembe, it means that the budget that was allocated to Vuwani to come through Lim 345 must now be passed to the district municipality. And unfortunately, Lim 345 is not buying into that idea. They are saying that they are ready to service some parts of Vuwani that have been incorporated into the new municipality. So it is very difficult for the province at this stage to execute that plan, solely because Lim 345 is not agreeing to what the president has said. More so because when that decision was taken, when the president was here on the 7th of May, Lim 345 was not involved in that decision. It was only the president, the pro-Makado municipality, and the officials from Lembe district municipality who were invited in that meeting. So Lim 345 is saying we're not part of that, we're not informed. It's just an instruction that we cannot just take before a council resolution is taken.
So, Mike, do tell us, is there a heightened sense of police presence in the area, because there might be fears that schools might be burnt down again? And we've also heard that the education department in the province saying that they do not have the resources to deal with the shutdown. I mean, matriculants already well on their way to writing their final exams.
Yeah, you'd also recall that when this shutdown started, matric learners were in the middle of their trial examinations. Yeah. Unfortunately, they couldn't finish. But the question of police, yes, we have seen a deployment of police officers in the area to ensure that there's peace and stability. What we need to commend the people of Vuwani about this time around is that the leadership was very solid, in that on Monday when they met, they made it clear that they are not going to engage in any violent conduct or protest. What they are going to do is to make sure that services are shut down. For the whole of this week, we have not seen any incident that will warrant a deployment of more police officers. But you know, Vuwani is Vuwani. Anything can change at any time. What we experienced the other time where more than 20 schools were touched is something that was not anticipated. So I think that will also depend on the response from the government side, because they have not done anything. It's only the ANC in the province that made its way there. As for government and other entities that are involved, they have not been to Vuwani, so we're not sure what will happen this week. And we have spoken to police who indicated that their deployment of more officers will depend on the situation. But up to this stage, people of Vuwani have been behaving, and they are saying that because the president has made that announcement, they have a leg to stand on to say it came from the high office that they must receive the services from Mbembe, not from Lim 345.
Mike, thank you so much for that update. That is our reporter in Polokwane, Mike Maringa, giving us the latest on the situation in Vuwani.